AI build them.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, once again. Sorry, I'll be speaking English. So we're talking about process automation with Power Platform. My name is Adewale Yusuf. I'm a business intelligence analyst. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, Power Platform evangelist. Then I'm a community leader. Then before we start, I would like to know where we are actually joining this webinar from in the world right now. So can you see the pool on the screen? You can actually go to the website pool.ev. Maybe I should even drop that in the chat. Let me drop the link. Where in the world are you right now? Okay, I can see someone is from, that's Cameroon, I guess. Yeah. I can also see someone from, yeah, another person from Cameroon. I can also see someone from Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, also someone from Ghana, from Togo. Okay, so that makes sense. So this shows that we are all from Africa. Don't worry, still be on the link. I will move to the next question. So I would like to know your experience with Power Platform. What is your experience with Power Platform? Yeah. Okay, so I can see the. Okay, keep it rolling. Average, beginner, never use it. Expert, advanced. Beginner is going up. Wow. So I can see that most of us are beginners. So actually Power Platform is very cool and is one of the, let me say, solution out there now that can help you improve your business. So we'll come back to the pool later. Let me just explain the automation that we are going to do today. So Gaston, can you explain these steps in French?
Yes, yes. Ok, je vais être très rapide sur le scénario que Youssouf va dérouler tout à l'heure. Donc, c'est un processus de validation de facture. Donc, une facture va arriver par mail et il y aura un envoi de messages dans le Teams, l'application Teams dont nous avons parlé. Et ensuite, on va faire jouer un moteur d'intelligence artificielle qui va extraire les données de la facture. Les données comme le montant de la facture, qui a envoyé la facture, et ainsi de suite. Et ces données seront extraites et envoyées dans Teams pour que le validateur n'ait pas à ouvrir, n'est-ce pas, toute la facture pour voir, n'est-ce pas, les données les plus pertinentes. Et puis, vous avez le processus normal d'un workflow. Ça peut être approuvé, rejeté ou bien traité plus tard. Et chaque option, n'est-ce pas, a une espèce de réponse. Voilà, donc voilà un peu schématiser le processus, n'est-ce pas, de démo qui sera déroulé tout à l'heure. Ok, Youssouf, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Gaston. I think I will need to learn French. Maybe after my presentation, I will go and learn French.
Yeah.
Okay, so in English, it's simply when you get a new email. When a new email arrives, then you post. You want Power Automate to post a message to Teams. Then you want AI to extract all the content of the attachment, which is the invoice. They want to post a choice of option as a bot to a user. Then if you post a choice of an option, do you want to approve? Do you want to reject? Do you want to process later? Then if you approve, do you want to reply the email? If you reject, do you also want to reply? Then if you want to process later, so what do? Post a message to Teams. So Larissa has explained more about Power Platform. It's just the platform that give everybody to be able to develop more without learning any coding. So every citizen is a developer. We need citizen developer, IT developer. If you're a pro developer, Power Platform is for you. If you're an IT developer, Power Platform is for you. If you're a citizen that don't know anything about coding, Power Platform is for you. I won't talk much on that. Then these are all the applications that made Power Platform. Larissa has already explained that. Then we are focusing on Power Automate, right? For my own session, we are focusing on Power Automate, which allow you to automate and deliver immediate and lasting results. So you can easily automate most of the things that you do manually. I won't spend much on my slide. So you can take advantages of this Power Platform to automate most of the things that you do, your workforce innovation, for higher productivity, then fast time to value. Then with Power Automate, you can begin automating from your OneDrive, in-app automation in Teams. You can automate directly even from Excel. Then Power Automate, for today, we are automating approval, like I said. So you automate approval to focus on more valuable tasks. So instead of you focusing on some tasks, Power Automate can actually do some tasks for you instead of you actually doing that task manually. So I won't spend so much time on my slide, like I said. So now we'll just move to the demo. So we'll move to the demo from Microsoft. Once you have a Microsoft subscription, you can use Power Automate. And these are different templates you can use in Power Automate. But today, we'll not be using template. We'll just be showing you some cool stuff that you can do with invoice processing and automation. So I'll start by going to Okay, so I'll start by, based on the step, remember I said when new email arrive, what do you want to do? I want to post a message to Teams. So basically that's what you are going to do here. I will just type email. So once I type email, you can see everything that's related to email. When an email is flagged, when a new email arrives, this is actually what I want. When a new email arrives to my inbox, yeah, I can show advanced options. So you can add any kind of filter here. Do you want that email to include attachment? Yes. So I can say yes here. And do you want to filter by subject? Maybe no, I don't want to filter by subject. Only with attachment? Yes. Then I can specify the email I'm using. If I click on this ellipses here, which is this 3 dots, to show the email and I'm attaching this to, you can see my connection, which is this my email address. So when I get this email address, what's the next thing that I want to do? So the next thing that I want to do is for Microsoft Flow to post a message to Teams. So I can easily add an action here. Then this is Teams. Can you see Microsoft Teams? Yes. Then I'll click on Microsoft Teams. Once I click on Microsoft Teams, there are so many options here for me to pick. But what I want is I want Microsoft Automate to post a message. So I will click on Post a Message. So once I click on post a message, which is very, very simple. So Teams is asking you which team do you want to post a message to. So I can select my team by clicking on this drop down. Once I click that, these are all the teams I have, but I purposely created the teams for this demo, which is called Power Apps Demo. So I'll click on the team. Then down here, I have channel. So which channel did you want to post your message to? So I have a channel called Invoice Approver. So we also have the channel. And which message did you want to post? So I can tell Power Automate that I just want to notify anybody in that channel that new email arrived from, maybe let me say from who. So I can pick who sent the email here. So if I type from here, so Power Automate is going to show me all the content of the email. So if I click this, I can say new email arrived from maybe Gaston, for example, and I can say the subject with subject. If I want to add the subject, then I can come here and type subject. Okay, so once I type subject, so this is a flow. In fact, I can even test this flow right now to see whether my flow is working. But before I do that, let me save this. Let me call it invoice approver flow. Invoice approver flow. Then I'm going to save this. I'm saving this. Yeah, so I just saved this right now. So I can test this flow here to see whether my flow is working. So can you see I will perform a trigger myself. So once I click on this, I'm going to try and send email to Wale now to see whether this thing is going to post a message to Teams for me. So once I click on test, I can go to maybe my email. Let me go to my mailbox. And in my mailbox, I'm going to compose and type a new email to, I'm sending this email to Wale and the subject is invoice, then I'm going to attach an invoice. I'm going to attach an invoice from my desktop. Okay, so I'm going to attach an invoice. Then I'm going to say, please find attached, and I'll click on send. So once I click on send, if I go to my Teams, right now, let me go to my Teams. If I go to my Teams, I should be expecting an email from my Microsoft Flow. So if I go to the team, this is the team, Power Apps Demo, and I click on Invoice Approver. So can you see the message? New email arrived from yusufamediadewale@gmail.com with subject invoice, right? So that's actually a flow on its own. So I can actually decide to now add more things to this flow. So if I go back to my...
We can't see anything. We can't see such message. Okay.
Wow. Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see this.
Can you see the message now? Can you see my Teams?
Yes, I can see your Teams. I can.
So
Invoice approval. I can see that that window.
Okay, so can you see this message I'm pointing at? New
We can see
email.
that your font size is small. And that's it.
Okay.
But this,
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
the
I'll
font size.
zoom it. Yeah, can you see it now?
Okay. Okay, yeah, much more better. Yeah.
Can you see new
Yes.
email approved from Yusuf Ahmed Adiwale?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
It's so small.
yeah, so it's because of Teams. So I'm trying to, let me see if I can zoom in more. Yeah, can you see this now? It's still small.
It's a bit better now.
Yeah.
It's better.
So this is...
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So this is showing new email arrived from Yusuf Ahmed Adiwale@gmail.com with subject invoice. So this is already a flow on its own. So I can now decide to add more things to my flow. If I go back to my flow, I can decide to add more things to my flow. Can you see my flow is still running? To see this, let me just close this. So yeah. My flow is still running, but let me just open it from, it's still running. Okay, so my flow is back. So I can now decide to add more stuff to this flow. So I can decide to add, okay, when new email arrive, I want you to extract the content of the attachment, which is the invoice, and I want you to post that message to Teams like a flow bot to ask me whether I should accept or reject the invoice, whether I should approve or reject the invoice. So to do that, I'm going to do a little tweaks. I'm going to use something called AI Builder. So AI Builder just simply allows you to something like an artificial intelligence that we just see a pattern in a particular things that you do. And when you want to do that particular stuff, AI Builder will automatically. So if I go to Teams here, you can see AI Builder to my left. You can see AI Builder. So I'll click on build. I want to build. So I want to build a model with AI Builder so that Microsoft Flow can recognize any invoice when it's being sent to me. So once I click on build, you can see different things that I can build with AI Builder. I can build a category classification. I can build the entity extraction, object detection. I can build a prediction, but for now, I just want to build a form processing. So I'll click on form processing, then I'm going to name it. So I'll call it invoice builder. So I'm building an invoice builder. Then I'll create. Once I click on create, you can see that AI Builder is asking me to add a document so that it can be following this structure of this document. So if I click on add document, I can add a document from my local storage. I can add it from SharePoint. I can add it from Azure. But for now, I will add it from my system. So I think I have it here already. We had all the 5. So let me just add all the 5 invoice. Then these are the 5 invoice I just added. Then I will upload the 5 documents. So it's uploading. Okay, so I just uploaded the 5 documents. Let me close. So these are the 5 documents that I added. If I click on one of them, let me click on one of them. Let me even click and analyze. So let me analyze. So I'm analyzing the documents now. So AI Bidder is analyzing all the documents for me. We are analyzing your document. Now AI Bidder is going to detect all the field in that invoice so that whenever anybody sends an invoice to me, it should automatically pick the field in the invoice, even if the invoice is typed or even if it's written by a pen or something. Very, very easy to play around with. So you just go on Power Platform, play around, click this, blah. So you can see it has analyzed my invoice. So let me click on the invoice. Once I click on the invoice, can you see the field that Power Platform identified? So it identified the date, it identified the amount, the address, the name, the description. If I click on select all, you can see all the field here. Can you see them? Date, amount, name. So that it has identified all these field. Then I'll click on done. Now Power Platform identified 10 field. Then let me click on next. Then I'm going to train this model. So AI sees this kind of invoice, it should identify 10 field. So let me click on train. So your model is in training. So I'm training my Power Platform. Can you see training complete? Check your model performance and publish it. So let me go to details page. Now Power Platform has completed the training. Now let me publish this training. So I'm going to publish it right now. Let me publish. So just like you can see to the right, I can use this model in Power Automate. I can use this in Power Apps. I can use it in 2 different apps, which is Power Automate and Power Apps. But for now, we are using it in the Power Automate. So I just published my model. So let me go to my flow. So for my flow here, I can decide to add an action so that I can bring in my model, which is the invoice I just trained. So I'm going to add an action called predict. This is an action called predict here. So this predict allow me to pick my flow with my model from the AI builder. So I'm going to look for my model here. It's called invoice builder. Yeah. So I think I call it invoice builder. Right? So I'll click on invoice builder. Then I'm going to add the document type. So which type of document is this invoice? So the document is always in PDF. So I'll just put the PDF at the back. Then my document is going to be the attachment content. So any attachment that any client sent to me, that is what I want. I'm going to click on attachment and press. Now you can see my predict. And you can see when email arrive, I want you to analyze the content of the email, which is the invoice. So after you analyze the content of the email, which is the invoice, what is the next line of action? So the next line of action is for you to post a message to Teams. So I've had an action, a new action. So Teams again. And this time I want you to post a choice of option as a flow bot. I want you to post a choice of option, whether it's approve, reject, or maybe I want to process later. So I'll click on post a choice of option. So once I do that, up here you can see option 1. So my option 1, I will call that approve, or I will add new items. Then option 2 will be reject. Then I will add another one, maybe process later also. So process later. Or yeah, process later. Hard process later. So once I do that, I'm going to add a message. So what should be the headline? So my headline will be, let me say, invoice processing. Invoice processing. Then who should be the recipient of this email? That should be Wale Yusuf, which is me. Wale Yusuf. Then the message. So which message did I want to post? So I would like to post a new invoice. A new invoice have been submitted. I would like to add who submitted the invoice. So maybe I'll say the contact. So who is the person that submitted the invoice? So I'll type contact. Then now, because I've added my AI builder to the flow, I can now go here to my dynamic content and look for all the content of the invoice. So for example, I need the name inside my invoice. So if I type name here, so you can see name, confidence call, name, blah, blah. But what I need is name value. So I'll click on name value. Then also I want to add date, any date on the invoice. So if I come here and I type date, so you see different dates, date, blah, blah. But what we really want is date value. Yeah. So the next thing I want to add, maybe I should add invoice description, or let me even add amount straight up. So show me the amount on the invoice. So if I come here and I type amount, I'll see amount value, and then I can simply add a question below. Will you like to approve this invoice? To approve this invoice. So I just added an action to my flow that will post a message to Teams. I can run this flow now and show you how it's going to come up. But before I do that, because of our time, let me just quickly add the next step. And the next step after this is a switch. So I'm just going to add a switch that will post whether when I accept, what should happen. If I accept, I want this flow to send the email back to the sender. Then if I reject, I also want the flow to send email back to the sender. Then if I process later, just post a message to Teams. So let me click on add. So I want to add a condition, and that control, I want to add a switch. So the first switch I want it to be what remains approved. So if this is equals to approve, then I want you to send email. I want you to reply. So if I type reply here, reply email. Yeah, so which message, the message ID. So reply the initial message, which is the first message. So that's the message ID. Yeah, the content of the email. So your invoice have been approved. Then I want you to reply to everybody, which is reply all. Do you want to add attachment? No. Did I want to add anything? No. So I'm fine for approve. Then let me add another case. So for this new case, I would like to name this reject. If this is equals to reject, then I will also like you to reply the email, reply, and same message ID. Message ID. Then I would like to, the body will be your invoice is rejected. Then I want to reply everyone as well. So I'm not adding any attachment. That's fine. Then the default. So what did I want in the default of the switch? So what I just simply want, post a message to Teams. If I'm processing this later, just post a message to Teams. That's all. So typically, I'm done with my flow. Okay, I need to add an insert option to this, select option. Yeah. So I'm done with my flow, basically. So I'm just going to run this flow now for you to see how it's going to post a message to Teams, right? So let me test my flow again. I want to perform a trigger again. Save and test. Then I'll go to my email and send another message to Teams. Compose. Sending a message to Yusuf. I'm calling this message invoice, new invoice. Let me just call this new invoice. Invoice is fine attached. Then we had an invoice. Let me just add this more v1. Attached. Yeah, then I'll send. So once I send, then I should go to Teams. I should be expecting a flow board that will show whether I should approve or I should reject. Yeah, so can you see this? Let me zoom it. That you guys can see it. Yeah, so can you see this? I'm trying to zoom so you can see it. Gaston, are you there?
Yes, yes.
So
I
can you see
your
this
screen.
invoice processing?
Yes.
So you can see that a flow just sent a card to me. A new invoice has been submitted. The contact is Ezekiel Obasi. Date is 24/1/2019. The amount is 5,000. Would you like to approve this invoice? So basically, if I want to approve, I'll just click on approve. Then I can put a comment. I can put a comment. I will just say thank you. Thank you. I have approved. Can add a message and say thank you. I have approved. So once I click on submit, I just approve the invoice. Then if I go back to my email address, then I should see a reply from the flow. Can you see this?
Yes.
So this is the reply. Immediately I approve the email, so it automatically sends a reply to me. If I open it, you can see the reply. Your invoice have been approved.
Approved. Okay.
So basically, that's just it. So Power Automate is very, very simple. You just have to find your time and stay and just play around with it. Yeah. So do we have any question for me?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Yusuf. So that's it. Question time. If you have a question, if you can ask in any language. Yusuf is there, Larissa is there, and the whole Este Digital team too. So if you have a question, just feel free. C'est la session des questions-réponses. Donc, si vous avez des questions, soit vous postez dans le chat ou alors vous ouvrez votre micro et vous posez la question. Merci.
So even if your invoice is in sentence, so the AI builder can still pick it. So that is why you need to train the AI builder to recognize whatever input that you drop. Even if it's not in a type form, maybe, you know, some invoice, normally write it down with pen instead of being typed, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it will even recognize it, and you keep adding more and more documents. So it will keep on recognizing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Elijah.
Yeah.
Yes, allô, allô?
Oui.
Oui,
Hi.
bonsoir. Oui, yes. Oui, Henri Makaki du Congo Brazzaville.
Sometimes I don't understand what you guys are saying, but it's fine. At least we have something that connects all of us together, which is technology.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Youssouf.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Ok. Ok. Monsieur, bonne soirée.